what? Yeah, just going back. I've told this a bunch of times, but you probably don't remember this. But I met you years ago under a funny circumstance. So
you better hope we laugh.
What was that radio station that AJ used to have back in the day?
UK Major FM, was it called?
Yeah. It was in Hounslow or something like that.
Yeah.
So do you remember going there?
Yeah, little back.
So years ago, I used to be a barrer, innit? A little bit. Right? So I was there with my crew. And I'm feeling good.
On YouTube now.
Do you know what? I'm in there now and I'm
stage.
feeling good because I'm in my ends. Yeah, and I'm feeling good. Yeah, I got a couple bars now. You get me? Probably got about 8. You know what I mean? And I'm feeling good. So anyway now, but I know of you lot, innit? Yeah, and I've been following you lot or whatnot. So you came with the double. There was 3 of us. There was 2 of you. Yeah. So anyway now, you're just there in the corner, just doing your thing, whatever. Me and my brethren, then we just, you know what I mean, chatting a couple lyrics, whatnot. But we're ready now to kind of pass the mic because it's a love thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So anyway now, Jammer's come. He's like watching, man, or whatever. And then like, you've just kind of taken the mic sort of thing and you've given it to D double. And then like, you've stood in a way where it was like, nah, this mic's, it's not getting past though. Like, it's not. So like, we're standing there. Because I'm standing, you know, like when you're standing there and you're ready to just, you know, when you're ready to do the 2-hand thing. I'm ready to do 2-hand thing and get the thing. Nah. Jammer's like, nah.
And you know what's so mad that you're saying this now? I remember exact day where it was like, there was 2 little, it's like 2 rooms. It was like one room there and there's another room there, innit? Yeah. But you know what it was? At them times there, you would just go somewhere. All of a sudden we'll be vibes in, and then the man will just come with a send bars. You know what I'm saying? Man have got bars. Man are waiting for you to come. You know what I'm saying? Like just to light you up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, alright, cool. We need to protect the prize here. Do you get me? Double was the guy at the moment, so he's not gonna just, because that was the days of like guys would just pop out.
Yeah.
Things were going on. Like stuff was happening. Do you get what I'm saying? Like especially to artists. Do you get what I'm saying? Especially like East. You never really used to see the man in from East. Only that's when we first started travelling out to like link AJ and people like that to push go to those stations, because it was like that's where Flirter D and that used to go. Yeah. Flirter and all them. Flirter and we never really like. I didn't know Flirter. Remember Flirter and Clash double at the first.
I was there. I DJ'd at that, you know, by the way.
Just what on that same.
Yeah. Me and
Double D Experience. This is what's so funny, bruv. Yeah, when I thought I first met you, I said I know this guy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But you know when you can never put your finger on the thing. But I remember that day, fam. You that was trying to get us. You was on us.
Do you know what though? My bars was more like on a happier vibe, but I was just giving them a little bit more aggressively. You get me? Because you know it was because I rated these man so highly. Yeah, I've had to switch up the flow a little bit when man's there. Yeah. So I'm talking a little bit more from my chest now. Yeah.
What I hate about that era? What I really hate about that era? Anytime you went to someone's set, because when I say me and Screws went to a set. Just because you didn't know them, man, all of a sudden they're ups. So you're over-analysing every bar to be like, what did he send?
Yeah.
And then man just sent, bro, I've gone to a set, and man just started sending for me. I'm like, bro, I spend this every week, nigga. How is it sent today? And now you're in a battle, and you didn't want to be in a battle.
That's what I was saying. I was talking about this today, about like people always saying the culture this, the culture that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like now a lot of people are recreating cultural moments, like saying, because they look back at times like that. Because everybody was really going to the station to see if you had a bar for them.
100%.
Like, that's what it was.
That was the vibe.
It was
24 sending. Look at XFM.
A man wanted a man to have a bar. So then he had a reason to write a bar. And then we would engage. It would go from the radio, then maybe to Eskimo. And then it would just continue. That's what it was. I think that's what everyone was MCing for.
Yeah.
To clash.
But whereas I came out of because I was a little bit older. So I came out of the garage stage, the early So Solid stuff, Heartless Crew, all of that. So, you know, like there was that stage of, it's a happy vibe, Ollie, and that.
Yeah.
But these man are like, actually, Asher D, like his lyrics were quite attacking.
Yeah.
Like Asher D used to kind of Attack Man sort of thing. Even Mega,
yeah.
Mega, Scat D, all of that.
Yeah,
That's where it started.
was the
Scat D was the coldest.
They had couple like
Lord.
Noxide, Neutrino. There was guys in their crew that had the bubbly crew, and even them had some bubbly lyrics. But when they were putting it down, they were still putting it down. Lyrics.
I think like they changed it in a sense where like, whereas like back in the day with the garage lot, on radio they used to bring that happy vibe to radio. With So Solid, it was like in the club. They had all of them happy lyrics and that, but when they was at radio, they were doing this. They were barring. Do you get what I'm saying?
They were properly shower man. They were proper bad boy
Even
thing.
if you check it deeper as well, you see like 21 seconds, be a shower man lyrics.
What? The most?
Carry 2 gats easy.
Yeah.
TT. Like, but only now, like I've got fully older, and I've deeped the tune again.
These men were saying this on top of the pops. This is bad boy.
Man said worship
I
the
wonder
devil,
why
you know?
it was
Red
so
is my
mad for
best
them
colour.
when the people tried to shut
Do you
them
remember when you saw haters? When I saw haters for the first time,
man was saying, carry 2 straps easy, and man was getting caught with straps.
Yeah, exactly. They weren't joking.
they never
Like-
They weren't joking.
Like and the thing is as well, if we went through it in our era, everybody gets their time of where you're known. Obviously, it's a bit different now where the internet makes you a lot more known. But in those times when you was famous or when you got it's mad. When you went to man are on you. Like not like now, man ain't really. You go places, it's more love. It's like most really 75% love.
Love, yeah.
Like maybe even 80% love now. You might 20%. You might see people hating. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then it was like it was at least 50%.
Don't you reckon? Yeah,
It's
I
50-50.
felt like
it was
the
worse
competitive
than that.
nature,
More
hate.
much more hate.
like
And
the
I understand
competitive
why as
nature
well.
back then seemed like way more stronger and higher than it was today. In my opinion, like,
And I
see,
agree
like,
with you,
so
but
when,
you know
when you
what?
put
I
see like
agree.
with all of these guys now in the
agree.
studio, whether they're at Radar, wherever they are, when they're barring, they do what they want to say their best lyrics. They do want to kind of get a rewind or whatever, But where I feel like it's different is that like back in the day, I always felt like there was man in the room that wanted to be the best man in the room.
yeah. But
And
you
they
know
was
why,
on
though?
letting everyone know I'm the best man in the room right
You know
now.
why though? Because that's the people you had to impress. It was within a small proximity. It's like I have to be the best in this room. The fact that you can be the best in Grime altogether never was a possibility. You didn't think about that. You didn't get stretched like bigger than the room. So when you're on Heat FM, there's 10 man in the room. I have to be the body of this room. And the next time you go to radio, I have to body the room again. And that was the goal. So
Yeah, it
every
was
time
the
you would
room.
body
You're
in
right,
rooms,
bro. It was
man
the-
would be like, that's
yeah.
the guy, you
Yeah,
know,
that's
last
the
time.
guy, yeah, I remember
But
him
now,
from- yeah.
like 7 man can body the room because do you know why? Because there's gonna be a bag of people that can leave comments and say, "Oh, he was sick," and next guy's gonna go, "No, he was sick," and then your ego can still get. Do you know, come
But I
from
think
elsewhere.
what Chucky's trying to say is like the passion behind. Not to say the young newer generation ain't as passionate about the music. It was a bit more like on edge.
But
Like-
that's because that's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, listen, if I'm in a room knowing that only the people in here are gonna be the ones to judge me, that's the people I have to
yeah, I
impress.
get
They're
you.
right in front of me. But if I know I can spit this thing and then I can go watch
There's
it
someone
later,
on the internet
there's
that's
bare
gonna like
people
me
that can
anyway.
judge me. So I don't. There's no pressure for me to be the best in the room.
And as
to
well,
everyone
you're
else.
right. And I used to feel like with radio, innit, you didn't know how many people was listening. Innit? Obviously,
Yeah,
you had
you
your
didn't
phone
know,
caller.
yeah, yeah.
So I'd always used to think it's got to be between like 400
Shout out
and
to
500 people.
691.
Do you get what I'm
Shout out
saying?
to 691.
Yeah.
Remember them ones there?
I used to think like it's 500 people. I got to make sure these 500 people know. I didn't spit at that time anyway, but mixing, or if I was mixing the tune or bigging up like any one of my brethren spitting, we need to let them know that right now it's a mad thing.
Yeah,
'Cause it's the only opportunity. It's not like now, you know, that's going to be on the internet for months. It's going to fit wherever. It can go anywhere.
You never know.
It can go across the world. But before it was just that transmitter to that area. Do you know what I'm saying? That's
And
a
on
big
top of that,
difference.
And the tapes had to be passed around. And
Yeah.
that.
Passed around. And
yeah.
on top of that, you just want to be fair, for me anyway, I just wanted to be the best in Tottenham.
Okay.
I didn't even think further than that at some points. It was like,
You had to be the best in your ends.
you had
before
to be the
could
best in your
branch out
ends.
first,
You
yeah.
couldn't go nowhere else. Like, when we were going to like Edmonton now and going Axe FM, it was mad because we were in next territories and we weren't even the best in our ends. So now we're trying to be the best over there type of thing. It was, bro, it was so much more territorial back in the day. I think the skill level was a little bit more advanced to a certain extent. And I think to like the entry point of someone saying you were sick was
higher.
so much higher than it is
Yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah.
Like, to be sick, do you know how many radio sets I had to go to be called sick?
yeah, that's true.
Man don't understand. Chris J is a rich man on PFM because of people like me. The amount of sets where you're just putting down £10 and you may not even touch mic But you know when you touch mic, you've got like an 8 bar to kill it.
Your subs were £10.
Blood.
Yes, bruv.
Fam,
Yeah.
£10.
Yeah, subs was a
man.
bit
Oh,
steep,
no.
man.
£5,
Was that for the week
£10.
or for
Five
one
was the
set?
max.
Yeah,
No, it was
Five
for
was the
like
absolute
it was like
max.
for like 3 days of the week we can come in and we pay £10. So
What?
it was- yeah.
Nah, what, bro.
For us,
subs-
yeah.
my
Because
subs-
you were young,
Serious?
innit? You was young. He blessed us. He was
Oh,
young, and
man.
obviously
When
knew-
I was
That's
going
quite
radio back
expensive.
then,
Wasn't that quite expensive?
That's expensive.
blood,
bro.
I was
Fam.
getting Life FM and paying a tenner.
Some
I was
man
paying a
did.
tenner a set.
Later,
Live.
I know,
That's
but
the
listen, even listen to what we're saying, you man. Man was. Think anyone knows about subs? Like
Subs, yeah,
yeah,
subs.
no, innit?
Oh
Yeah, I
my!
When you say subs, man, are
did
think,
not
know
when you say
about
subs, man, are
subs,
talking about,
fam.
man, are thinking about Pogba.
Yeah.
Pogba, innit?
Man, are talking about fucking
Yeah,
footballers.
Football when they think say subs.
no,
Yeah,
bro.
bro,
Subs was a real thing. Like, and I feel like getting your subs together for the week was
Yeah,
a big deal.
trust
me. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
mad.
yeah, yeah.
What?
like-
Yeah.
Certain man are phoning me like, "I Pog, what can you allow me today? What do you mean? I bet you can you pay like £5 for me?" And I'm like, "Oh, and the thing is, because he was so sick, and we're going to say we need him.
Yeah.
I'm going for the next man now. I say, yo, man can't pay, and we need to get him down there because I ain't saying them man are coming. He's mad. He's coming. I might
no,
even
that's
say,
it. It's £2.50 each. We
Yeah.
got to split it. £2.50 each. We're
had
brilliant.
to.
Trust me. No, that even just little things like that, man. We
Freeze
just
the
getting
FM was a
excited
fiver,
about
though.
that. Like,
sick.
subs,
FM was a
man.
fiver.
Jack.
Freezer
But I think my subs was a £5, I think.
Is it?
But do you know what was mad? I only paid subs for a little while. Then I clocked. No. We're like, everyone listening to the station because of us.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and then subs went out the window for us. But yeah, I did.
Man
I
just
did.
started turning up like what? Like fuck that shit.
Do you know how good you feel when subs go out the window?
You're the guy.
Yeah,
When
you
subs
feel
go-
like the man.
That's when
You feel like
that's
the
the
man,
first
the
stage of
man.
making it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, when you have to stop paying subs, that's your first stage of, oh, what, you don't pay subs now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you man
You
are doing
made
alright.
it.
You
Because you see the Channel U era, that's when me and my cousin done our thing. So Channel U era, boom, done our thing, and then we're getting paid now. Love, man, we were going to a radio step. Man was like, "Oh, boy, it's scripted here." I felt like I was the man. I'm touching Mike when I say in the bars. Then I'm like, yo, I'm like, I haven't even said nothing. I gave them an ad lib.
The first Eskimo dance. Anyway, yeah, I DJ'd that. That was a big moment, and I think for me, yeah, like I always refer to this moment as well. Like the standout thing for me was that throughout the night, obviously you had the hip hop set, whatever, and then like throughout the night you had the MCs, and as the time went on, the most popular ones started to come on, and then you had the flipping. Then you had like the D double and Flirt a bit, yeah, where it was going all mad. And then you had the then Wiley. But the thing that I'll never ever forget, yeah, is like, well, obviously Wiley's barring, yeah, and then like Dizzee, it just went silent, and then like the tune's playing and that, and then Dizzee must have just went yeah, and the whole place, blood.
Yeah, I remember
when
that,
I tell you, yeah,
Yeah, I
the
remember.
whole, he didn't even say nothing. He just made a sound. And the whole place,
Yeah, I know, it's
just
just-
almost just
You know
turned
what?
on his head.
It's funny
I've
that
never
you said
seen
that.
nothing
It's
like
funny
that
you
before in
said
my
that
life.
because it was very different, man.
Yeah,
But like the
proper.
passion of the supporters for the artist at that time. Yeah, it's massive now and stuff. Like everything's still it's big, but it wasn't. I think it was different people.
Yeah,
The crowd. So then it was the hood. So the basically crowd was the hood. Like, so when they're hearing Rasket, they're like, what guns in the air? Nah. Man are really like, man think they're him.
And if you
Man
think,
man want to take a phone because he's on.
bro, man want to rob you because
Yeah, I hear
listen,
that.
Yeah.
you remember Risky Roads 2, yeah? You've performed somewhere in East London or somewhere in
EQ,
Leighton.
Space, Club Space. Yeah.
Let me show you something, yeah? Let me show you something, dog. Who is it? Skepta's like, boom! But Skepta is getting moved out. Like, it is mayhem. And there's about 200, and it's mayhem. 200 people in there. Mayhem. I don't see that or feel that today. I understand why. It makes complete sense to me.
We
but
had
it
this
does
conversation
hurt.
a bit.
It does hurt a bit. It
We,
does
do
hurt.
you know what, yeah, when we did the campaign with Nike, yeah, we had like these kids that helped us we'll talk about it a little bit later, yeah, but one thing that I asked them, I don't even know if we were recording at that time. I don't even know what we was doing, but I was asking them what, there's no under 18s, like it's term time, like what's going on? Like when I was a young buck, yeah, there was bare things like to go to,
Yeah.
like bare stuff. Bare
100%.
under 18s. Yeah, bare under 18s. And just places where man could bar live and do all of that stuff, yeah. Now there's none of that. Like,
No, it's funny
now
that you
there's
say
none
that
of
because D-Power, I was just talking to him the other day, and D-Power was looking to bring back Young Man Standing.
Oh, is he, yeah?
Yeah. So, and
I'll be mad, you know.
like, to be honest, I've done a couple with Lord of the Mics. The one, I done a Lord of the Mics in SE1 under the arches, and it was 14 plus. It wasn't under it, but it's, you know where you could, but you could see there's a big demographic of kids that want to come and party to this music that don't get a chance to, and there's no events for them. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not covered. But even remember, we was the pre to the olders. So there'll be over 18s one, and there'll be an under 18s one. Do you know what I'm saying? So we know that, alright, cool. We're gonna go and do our thing at the young, but then the real rave goes on later. But we're still involved in the whole thing, like the whole movement.
Yeah.
You get me? So I think it might have been it made it wider because the kids were younger, still into the movement, and the older kids were still into movement. Well, now only a certain demographic of the kids will be into a movement. It's like a certain kids listen to a certain level of music until they get to a certain age, and then they say, "Oh, remember when we used to listen to that?" And then they, you know what I'm saying? Whereas when I was coming out, I was listening to what my older sister was listening to and my older cousins. Yeah. The same, like, if they was listening to, like, Cold Tough Enough Brown and Heartless, I was listening to Cold Tough Enough Brown and Heartless. So I think that the music, the love for the music was wider. I think the time period of how long music gets absorbed for is different now as well. It's very, like I was talking about,
Quickest in the fucking
very
world.
quick. It's very quick. So you don't get to get into a movement properly.
Yeah, it's true.
I think that's definitely, it predominantly happens within London purely because of the climate, how fast we move naturally anyway. Everything's fast paced about London. When you go to LA, some man can drop a tape and he ain't dropping another tape or anything else for another 6-7 months. Azizi Gibson's a prime example. He makes a huge amount of money. He drops tapes very rarely, but because he's in a slow, laid back, appreciative environment, man are just taking in the art differently. But in this country, fam, you just got to go to the Piccadilly line at 5 o'clock, cuz, and you can see man are just in a bars, they're in a rush. It's all too fast paced. So when you drop good music in a fast climate,
they treat it the same way.
They just treat it like anything else within this climate, which is disappointing for me. It's upsetting for me. But then everything like that, the media's the same. Dele Alli takes his dick out a week later. No one gives a shit.
Well, a couple of days. That's why I even said before. I've been saying that, like, this fake outrage era that we're in right now, we're going through stages where, you know, like, people are choosing to be offended by everything, and then, you know, like, for a week people are just mad, offended. But I just think that now what's happening is that same fast-paced analogy that you broke down there is going into that too. So it's like it started off with people being offended for a week, then it was now people being offended for like 4 days. Now it's like a couple of days. Now it's almost like it's just going to be a couple of hours. Soon, people are going to just get mad upset about something for a couple of hours, and then that's just it. It's fish and chips paper after that. It's dead.
Fully agree. It's upsetting though, and it doesn't surprise me. It definitely doesn't surprise me.
I kind of think it has a lot to do. It's like almost the world just came into your palm, innit? Yeah. So if you think of a phone and it's on your, it's like, how much information is that in your palm of your hand?
Oh yeah. Mad thing.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you take that away now, as a human, all of us, if someone came in this room now and took all of our phones, after 15 minutes, even though we're talking here, we're going to feel weird.
That's really sad, you know.
Yeah, that's for real.
I'm sort of, do you know what? For me, I wouldn't feel weird because I'm not.
See, here we go again. Devil's advocate.
I'm being real. Do you know what? I've had to condition myself to do this, Jammer, because I looked at my the mother of my kids last year, and the kids were doing something, and we were both on our phones, and I had to look at her on some real life shit, like, look at us, fam. My kids are right there interacting, and we're looking at what's happening on Instagram.
That's a mad
we're not even aware of what's happening with our kids right now. They're developing, Jammer. So I know that condition because it's bad. So little things now. When we're the kids, both of the phones are down. When we're eating dinner, phones away, fam. Phones are now a luxury.
You know, you can
that's why I need to get one of those.
That's what my brother showed me. He's got them in the studio. So when you come in, if you want to get creative and that, you just put it in a lockbox. You want to work for 2 hours, just forget everything. You put it in locked for 2 hours, boom, that's it.
That's amazing, fam.
Can't get it out, do you get what I'm saying? But I think the phone and the attachment to the phones and like looking at, think about this. Human beings couldn't see how much stuff was happening in the world at once. So I can just wake up now. I can see what's going on in Japan, America thing. Right now, 30 seconds ago. What did he just done that?
Yeah. There's pros and cons though.
Yeah, did he just done that?
That's the thing.
No, there was pros and cons.
On Instagram, and it felt good. I felt free. Like I'm not attached to my phone. All today I come in, I'm like, right, I miss Instagram. What's that? You got Insta over there. Like,
you feel like you might be out of this
conversation
a bit.
It's about balance, isn't it? Everything.
I didn't even know Kendrick was in the country for like a week.
This guy's a mad man.
Yeah, but that's
what I'm saying.
See me, I done the same thing. I come off, I didn't even notice when I was off. I was
messaging you all the time.
You did. I came off deliberately for like over 7 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a man that will post.
Like a diet.
I'm a man that will post every day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I came off for 7 months, and it's how I was moving as a person is just totally different, fam. Like I was just on my shit. But obviously, it's like when I come back to promote me, it's my tool as well. You know what I mean? So I had to go back into obviously, but I think it was BBK Takeover was coming around. Yeah. So obviously, I had to start promoting. Leading into that. So I had to come out of the silence. But I do believe there should be like Jamie said this on her already. I think a no phone day or like just like or week or like a week where you just no internet, no like people just live.
But you know what? I wouldn't want to do that for the simple fact that I feel sometimes in life you need to touch the fire, burn yourself, and realise that you shouldn't touch the fire. So I'm so glad that I looked at a situation, looked at the mother of my kids, and said, "Yo, we need to stop doing this," because now it's like I understand why I'm doing it. Yeah. It's a bit like if you had National Phone Day, it's a bit like my perception of Christmas right now. Like Christmas is such a bullshit holiday, but none of us know that it's a bullshit holiday because we celebrate it every year, and that's just life now. And we don't even know what it's a habit now. We don't even know what the fuck it represents. So I think it's time for people to start look at the things that they value in life and start pay it a bit more attention because too much information.
It's hard to do that when you're getting all that information on your phone.
No, 100%. It is hard to do it, but sometimes if you do the hardest things in life, you'll achieve more. So that much information in the palm of a hand of like a 10-year-old is good, but it's really, really bad at the same time because it's nice for me to know that there's things happening in Liberia and there's things happening in Jamaica sometimes and all of this, but at the same time, if I'm not a confident and a sure person and I'm taking in all this information and I have insecurities and all these other things, that's just going to add to all the other shit that's happening in my head. Before you know it, there's fake outrage, there's people that get emotional about absolute, do you understand where I'm coming from?